Welcome everyone. As you know, cataract is an important topic when it comes to ophthal exams. So there is usually a long or short note asked on it. So I have tried here to summarize the steps of cataract surgery in order to give you a basic understanding of the topic. Introduction. There are four types of surgeries, out of which phacoemulsification is the most advanced one as of now, and it is usually done nowadays. Secondly, SICS or small incision cataract surgery. And third, ECCE, which is external capsular cataract extraction. These two are basically the same when it comes to the procedure. The only difference being the incision that is made in SICS is through the sclera, and in ECCE it is through the limbus. Otherwise there is no any such difference between them, but still out of both of these, SICS is the one which is preferred and most commonly done. ICCE, internal capsular cataract extraction, is not done nowadays, and it is specially contraindicated in children because in children the Vigert's ligament is extremely strong, and as you know, in ICCE you need to cut off the zonules and take out the lens completely, so it is quite difficult to do in children, so it is overall avoided in children completely. And as of now, the only indication for doing ICCE is ectopia lentis. Coming to the steps of phacoemulsification, the first step is we make an incision into the anterior chamber, which is done through the peripheral cornea or the limbus, as you can call it. This will be the side port, and this process is called paracentesis. The second step is filling this with viscoelastic substance. We fill the anterior chamber with viscoelastic substance. This is to maintain the intraocular pressure through the surgery. The third step is CCC, or circular curvilinear capsulorhexis, also known as anterior capsulorhexis, and it is like making a circular incision in the anterior capsule and taking it out completely, as this is a very thin film, and it is done in the presence of tryptin blue dye because it gives you a contrast and helps you see better what is happening. So it is done in the presence of tryptin blue dye. The fourth step is to enlarge the incision. It is enlarged to up to the size of 2.75 to 3.2 mm, because that is the size of the phaco probe that you'll use later. The fifth and the sixth step are hydrodissection and hydrodelination. In hydrodissection, you put water between the lens and the posterior capsule, which allows the lens to be separated from the posterior capsule and makes it easier for the lens to come out. The sixth step is hydrodelination, in which you put water inside the lens fibers. Now, when you do that, it separates the nucleus from the cortical lens, because nuclear lens is the main part where the cataract is. So we need to separate it in order to emulsify it later and remove it. Because in the next step, phacoemulsification, using the phaco probe, we break this nucleus into small pieces and then suck it through the phaco probe, and the pieces are easier to take out. So that is actually the main step of phacoemulsification. The next step is to implant IOL, intraocular lens. There are two types of IOLs. There's a PCIOL and a ACIOL. The posterior chamber IOL and anterior chamber IOL. Out of these, PCIOL is the better option. So that is what we try to put. And the next step is visco removal. The viscoelastic substance that we had put in is then removed. And the last step would be irrigation or hydrating the wound, because it helps in the healing process. Also, the thing to note here is no sutures are used, because the incision is so small, 2.75 to 3.2 mm, that it heals on its own with time and you don't need sutures. So those are basically the steps of phacoemulsification. I hope that helped. Thank you.